Hello and welcome to this special edition of ET Now Startup Central. We are coming to you from the office of Vijay Shekhar Sharma's Paytm 197, whatever you want to call it. This is the place where he works out of, where he's stitching deals worth millions and billions worth of dollars off. Thank you so much, Vijay. Great having you on the show from your Adda.
Yes.
And we're going to start this from his desk right here. So what does Vijay Shekhar Sharma's desk look like? What all can we find on your desk?
I think I'm a very minimalistically required item. So if you notice, I have my laptop, which is actually one laptop. That's it, and the time, and then the water bottle. That's it.
That's it.
And a calendar. Yeah, and I have few of the things. Sometimes I write them on this.
I was hoping to find some term sheet for free charge or a document from SoftBank.
I like that. Anything which is critical like this, I do not sign, I do not own, I do not write. So my desk won't have it. In fact, just for the record, in this company, I'm not a signing authority.
Okay.
So in effect, what I'm saying is that any check that gets cut in this company or approved, I don't approve.
Okay. Vijay, today the big news, of course, is the free charge part. So what is happening there? Why do you want to go after free charge, and does it make sense for you? And how soon can we see this deal?
Technically, we've not said it officially yet. So, well, I think we are a little interested. We want to see if at a particular price point it makes sense or not.
And it will just help you become a stronger player in the payment space, or it's just a distressed thing to get rid of?
I think payment is our foundation. On top of it, we build financial services and commerce businesses. So we continue to strong augment payments by everything and anything that we can do. For example, like people believe that we are a Paytm rail, but we are a Paytm, cards, UPI combination rails. So our merchants get payment options. So we are a payment company, not a wallet company, and at a foundation level. And then these revenue line items come on top of it. So anything that gets in the market, if it is coming at an optimum right price to give us what we are planning to do, continuous dominance, it's good.
Right. The other thing that everybody is looking forward to might happen in the next few days, which is that mega funding round from SoftBank. What does that mean for Paytm's future? What kind of funding will this entail? Where will it go into? It's obviously coming into the holding company 197. What will this mean for you?
I can't confirm this funding yet, but at the same time, what I can tell you is that what we've learned is that banking is a long haul business, and then there are financial services that we want to build on, and all these things incidentally will require a ton of money to be invested. So what we are taking is incrementally 10,000 crores of potential losses into us, and next 3-4 years, 5 years hopefully, we don't need more. So that is where we are trying to raise money. Plan is that we build a war chest of that size in financial services. Financial services is not a very aggressive money spending business, if you will. It's a cost of customer acquisition which is large, and we have a plan to acquire 500
million. But you already
million.
have an existing base of over 200 million users who you can build.
But these customers are not fully useful for us in a banking world or a financial services world, because the KYC, which is a biometric KYC that we have taken an mission, so we have to meet every one of them. So next few years we'll meet every one of them literally. So our customer acquisition will reset actually, or is resetted when we are going today. We are getting a biometric KYC done, and that KYC means that cost of customer acquisition is high, and that is why the wallet business doesn't make sense for many other companies going forward, because wallet is now obligated to have a KYC done. So Paytm's business few years forward will look like more payment upgraded to financial services and commerce on the other hand. So bodies of payment, left hand, right hand, financial services and commerce.
Well, what's on the head?
There's something in my head and I can't see. The head is India's internet market. We are totally convinced that India is the market of future. We're totally convinced that what we will build in India is a global world class and can dominate the rest of the world. So we are so excited. This is a little bit of thing that I continue to be a little effervescent about, that what we are building in India is so world class that we are trying it whether it will be making sense in market like Canada and developed market, totally not like a India should go in developing market, below it, frontier markets as they call. We're saying that we are building in India, which is a world class. I mean, it's like Samsung being built in Korea and then wanting to go in West, and similarly Honda, Toyota building cars in Japan and then again wanting to go to the West. So, I mean, our approach is that can we in our lifetime, and which is a long lifetime hopefully, build something which gets built out of India and reaches the world stage. So, what is in the head is bet on India, build in India, make in India, and take it to the world.
Right. The other thing, Vijay, that I wanted to understand is, if I look at Paytm, it is so many things. You're active in payments, you're active in travel, you're active fast rail tickets. Of course, banking is a different dimension. How should one really define Paytm going forward? What is the one common theme that binds all this together, apart from Vijay Shekhar Sharma?
It's a common theme, incidentally. So, like I told you, that our belief is that we did not take a bet on one industry to say, which is like a vertical of internet industry. We took a bet on that India and a consumer of India. So we want to associate ourselves with the consumers' online spends and online savings and online gaining. So we're looking at consumer spending of whole wallet. We are not looking at line
segmenting,
items. Yeah. So for us, these are just line items.
So whichever things consumers will spend on, you will be there.
Either
but
as
aren't
payment.
You spreading yourself too thin then?
All these markets are in their infancy. Anybody who's built some businesses in these spaces are early days.
You've had OTAs for the last decade. You've had.
This is a tipping point. Today, Paytm. I mean, I'm having a review in few minutes. Last month, we did 3 million tickets, and 3 million tickets makes like a 36 million run rate. And we should end the year at a pretty large number. Hopefully, we are in early months, two months past, incidentally. So, our belief is that what has been done was done for desktop generation. What is to be done is done for many times bigger mobile generation. So sort of incumbents are at also have to reset themselves, and in the reset anybody can play a game.
Right. The other thing which is obviously Demo gave you a big boost, and now you're like over 200 million.
I think gave an attention boost, not necessarily transaction boost.
But now you're like what, 200 million transactions?
255 million was our March number.
Okay. So how do you sustain that momentum, ensure stickiness of users, lifetime value? How are you really going to build on that?
Which is exactly what you asked me, that what so many spaces. So our belief is that we will create use cases which will span every day life of a customer.
So every day one day you might use Paytm for X, the other day it could be Y.
Yeah, from when you wake up, so milk shop to the grocery shop to the auto rickshaw you take, or the taxi you take, or the car you drive, petrol pump you go to, parking you do it at, office you take reimbursements from. So it's a whole life in the end, toll that you pay. So it's a complete, I mean, we obviously want us to be one of the, we should be as used as the money is. That's the theory here.
Right. And again, where does e-commerce fit into all this? You obviously have a big battle now brewing with, Flipkart on one side, Snapdeal deal, inching closer and closer by the day. On the other hand, you have Amazon. Is this a battle that you want to fight as well?
Incidentally, if you look at payments as a business is a investment business, customer acquisition business, and it makes money. Financial services make money and commerce makes money. So we took an approach that payment is our customer acquisition business, and that's why we offer zero margin business. We offer MDR which tends towards zero. We totally remain aggressive towards that. Okay, payment fee, digital payment should be 0% fee, and so on. So that is our customer acquisition story. Our revenues will come from commerce and will come from financial services. So if you notice, like I said a while back, commerce is a critical part of our business. It was so critical that we had to...
But also a drain on cash. I mean,
we just made a separate company. We just made a separate company so that it is not drain on our core cash. At the same point in time, we raise some money, we will raise some money, and so on and so forth. So the point is that no payment and commerce is a relationship of literally like gripping each other, holding each other. So payment company requires a rocket to launch them, which is called commerce. Traditionally, we were lucky that we.
So they're very intertwined with each other.
And benefits of one go to each other.
The third dimension in this is logistics. I mean, if you look at what Alibaba has done with payment, logistics, and commerce, is there something that you will look at?
Well, I think logistics is, our belief is that logistics is a partnership approach. I mean, we're going to partner with warehouses and couriers and then leverage them and support them so that they can support our customers.
Captive play or
not at all, not at all. And by the way, I want to also tell you that we have taken a little bit of different approach in our commerce business. That the approach is that we're going to ship your item from your neighborhood, so we have a lesser requirement of warehouses.
So you'll tie up with
local stores and so on,
who already have the Paytm QR
relationship. Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Okay. But above all this, what is your personal ambition? What's really motivating you to,
I've said it often and I will say it again. Mobile internet economy, digital economy offers unprecedented amount of opportunity to our country. We are the opportunity in the world. We are not the small or third opportunity. We are the first opportunity in the world. Anybody who's building something in US has to build customized for our country. So you know that products. And what about some of us, not just us, but entrepreneurs in India, build something that comes out of India and is of the world class and world grade, and then the company size when it talks about at least as a measure. So if you want to say that aspiration, I want to build something which is world class coming out of India, which world uses and respects India for, and at the same point of time, if I was to look at a capitalist measure, then at least $100 billion company.
100 billion. But isn't it becoming a global fight being fought on Indian turf? I mean, it's almost become like an Amazon versus Alibaba versus SoftBank versus Tencent for India. Where is India in all this? Where are Indian entrepreneurs in all this?
Paytm is an Indian company and we have investors. I think typically if you notice, there are two kinds of companies in the world. One which have significant investor interest in the company or significantly owned by family or some people. So because the speed to market and the market dominance are faster, so you need resources faster, which means that you give more investor money. Traditionally, companies did not have this kind of rush. So a mining company can significantly be family owned. And telecom operator rarely would be, because it came in an age and time when other telecom operators were aggressive. So in an aggressive market, you play with investors, as in you have investors play in the company. While in a slow market, you can have a family ownership significantly. So in our company, we effectively will have ownership of few people, which are long-term shareholders.
So you don't agree with this thing that it's a foreign play for Indian market?
That's a dumb legend. It's totally dumb. I mean, if we could raise money from Indian companies, Indian banks, Indian things,
is that a problem? Indian corporates not spending?
It is too risky for Indian corporates to understand. It is risk reward. Somebody who's been in that business will understand the risk and get it. I mean, I wish that Indian retailer want to be the online aggressive and fight Amazon. But the problem would be that to fight that, they have to have that level of deep pockets also, which is a little tricky thing.
A lot of them are actually sitting on a lot of cash, right? I mean, at least the IT company.
I don't think cash has ever made anybody worthy of what their relevance in the future will be. I mean, classic example is Microsoft in Bombers, they had ton of cash. But it was not treated as relevance as today Satya Nadella of Microsoft is considered, because he's moved those cash to correct places. I don't think your relevance will be quoted with the money that you have in the bank, but what you do with the money with the bank. So yes, a lot of people have in India money. I don't think the problem of Indians do not have a problem with the money doesn't exist. Indians have a problem with that money exists with few and they have a choice to spend or not invest in this country.
But you see potential for multiple winners coexisting? Or will it be
at least three ecosystems? At least three ecosystems in this country.
And define these ecosystems.
I think
one, of course, will be the Paytm.
I mean, I wish to. We definitely want to be one of those ecosystems led and supported by our investors for long-term capital. And I believe there will be another ecosystem led by Tencent in this country. And third will definitely be an Amazon ecosystem. So these are the three ecosystems.
So which Amazon versus Alibaba plus SoftBank versus Tencent plus NASDAQ. That's the play?
Sort of that.
Okay.
Sort of that. It's going to be no more a commerce or payment fight. It's going to be classic ecosystem fight, and the stakes will be very high. And typically, when you have multiple ecosystems, then no ecosystem owns more of all, but one will own more of one category, other will own more of one category, third will own more of other category. So more or less in the world, they find their vertical. Like in US, if you notice, there is a Facebook ecosystem, there is an Amazon ecosystem, there is an Apple ecosystem, and a Google ecosystem. And they all have their own vertical niche, which they own significant. Like Google owns most of advertising. Now Amazon is trying to take that advertising piece away from them, but it is fighting all the battles. That AI, AR, and Apple has device-led. incredibly well done job. So Apple, Amazon, and Amazon has a retail led, and incidentally it quite quickly morphed into how retail is not my engine. My cloud and software is my engine, and the content. So if you notice that today when a content service is launched in the US, it is expected that YouTube music will come, YouTube video will come, Amazon Prime will happen, and so the Facebook video will also come, and so the Apple video deal is expected to happen. So the point is, these are the ecosystem fights. Each ecosystem will have a pick of their home run, and then you bother about others.
Right.
By the way, now that we are talking of this is exactly what I was telling you. The cash doesn't make you do this. We're talking my Facebook's market cap right now is in the vicinity of Amazon. By the way, I'm sure you know this.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm tracking.
Yeah.
They're like 4.5 trillion and 450
Apple,
trillion.
Created another record, right? With
800.
800.
Yeah. Okay, I'm using the number 4.5 trillion. This is totally dumb. So 450 billion is Amazon, and 430 billion is Facebook. I mean, these are 20 billion and 10 billion gaps, while Microsoft is not.
Yeah.
And the reason is that Chuck and team's future is of a very different aggressive outcome, and the access to capital exists. They don't need more capital than the software industry needs. So the point is that the amount of influence you have on the society will drive the amount of business that you can do, and so on and so forth.
Right. Final couple of questions, Vijay. One concern that people seem to have now is the quality of entrepreneurs, in terms of people say that perhaps the level of integrity is not so high, because time and again you hear, and I'm not just talking about bro culture, but financial jugglery, other ethical issues. Why is this problem so prevalent, considering you have decent enough set of first generation entrepreneurs who've led the way, be it Narayan Murthy or Azim Premji? Why is this there? Is it too much money, too very fast? What is the reason?
I think this has nothing to do with generation. I'll just put it like people have their aspiration of life. If I in my life, everybody sort of have a bar in their mind, and on there they just want to hold that bar as soon as they reach there. So someone can do it on 1 lakh rupees, someone can do it on 1 crore rupees, someone can do it on $1 million, and someone can do it on $100 million. I just want to take it home, and that's good enough. So wherever it doesn't matter whether it is a technology company or let's say old world company, people have done it in this country. It's a classic problem of our country. I mean, somewhere demonetization's core intention was to attack this very fact that there is corruption. There is corruption, hoarding. I mean, in India the culture is that I'll build something and I'll be consumed by my 7th generation, which is just totally dumb. I mean, when in the other part of the world people build something and then they give back.
Yeah.
Azim Premji is incredible reference point for what wealth should be done in this country with. Give it back, and that's till the time we will see this culture coming in. At the same point in time, people will continue to do it. It doesn't stop. It is individuals' insecurity of what they can achieve in life. If I can't achieve something, I'll block the deal also, I'll get the money also, and I'll sneak out money also. Everything is possible.
Right.
And investors have to trust the people who are running. That's what it is.
Right. Finally, Vijay, before I let you go, will 2017 be the tipping point for Paytm, so to speak? I mean,
isn't it really interesting that we've been saying that this will be one of the most incredible years for us for last 4 years.
You keep beating your own benchmark.
Which is why I will tell you that this is going to be the year that defines what we will be and truest what you called the business space.
Because a lot of the froth is going away, right?
I think
has already gone
the
away.
rule number 1 in the business, stay focused on yourself, not bother about whether there is a
number 2, don't forget.
Rule number rule number 2, I will say this, that don't become so much obsessed that you're not standing in the game. I think different time of game or the business gets different obligations and tickets. For example, like you have to be member of the game, you have to be the leader of the pack, you have to lead the pack, you have to dominate it, and you have to define it. So there are the stages that come. So now we are talking about no more you will be rewarded for being one. You will be rewarded for being the lead. And after that there will be a definition that this is defined by this. So there's the next stage going to come after today's year. So every year will be incredibly amazing. This year is supremely cumulatively amazing for us than years it has been.
Sure. Thank you so much for talking to us, Vijay. Look forward to all the big announcements in the coming weeks. And hopefully we'll have you on ET Now again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much.